Hey guys, this video is for those of you that already know the basics of Tsumami Kanzashi technique and maybe are looking for a few extra pointers to help improve your technique a little bit. Um, First off, I do not make elaborate styles very often. I usually just make very simple Kanzashi. And I do have an Etsy shop, but it's temporarily closed for the time being. I've been making these for about 8 years, give or take. First I'm going to talk about the materials that I use. I don't like using regular scissors because they get dull real quick. Sometimes they don't cut very well. So I use titanium scissors. You can usually get these at Home Depot or Lowe's. And they never get dull. The only thing is they tend to open kind of wide. So I use a thick ponytail holder to keep it together, keep it from opening up too wide. Makes it easier to use. Now, I know traditionally when you make Tsumami Kanzashi, most of you probably use rice glue. But when I first started off, rice glue was not readily available nearby, and I was not able to order anything from the internet at the time. And I did try to make rice glue once before. That did not turn out very good. I'm not doing that again. Anyway, so I use this stuff. It works good, but it is strong. Gets you high every time you use it. But after a while, you get used to the smell. But if you do use this stuff, leave your flowers out to dry completely for about 2 days. And also the smell will be gone by then. Now, some of you probably just use glue for your petals, but I like to use invisible thread to hold the petals together. I think it takes more time and it's more effort, but you can have more control over the shape of the petal itself. And I think it helps make the flower look more stable, more even. However, when I first started off, because I was sewing all the petals together and I'd usually work 2 or 3 hours at a time every day, I developed carpal tunnel syndrome from all the pinching that I was doing, and that became a real issue. So something that had helped me out a lot after a while was using something that's called a surgical clamp. These are what doctors and nurses use in the OR. You could probably order them online, but it's very helpful. And using this in combination with keeping my wrists straight, even when I'm not working on anything, has helped me a lot. And I've not had wrist problems in maybe 4 or 5 years now. So this is very helpful. Now, when I first started off, I pretty much taught myself. It was not as popular as it is now. There were not any YouTube videos on how to back then. So I had to more or less guess how to do everything. And I wasn't sure what kind of backing to use. So when I first started off, I used tin metal, which is a real mistake because it had a lot of sharp edges on it. So you could have used my older flowers as a weapon, cut somebody with. But now I use sequins, the large ones that are about 1 inch in diameter. For me, I think this is a perfect size. But I have been making these for quite a while, and if you're just starting off, this might be a little bit too small. But I think it's a good size to work towards. And I'm kind of a perfectionist. I like to use the same color fabric that I'm going to use for the flower to line both sides of the sequin. That way it gives it a more clean and professional look to it. Now, one thing that I wanted to mention was the way that you trim each petal after you sew it together or make it. It does make a difference. The first style is when you have a petal like this and the angle goes upward, you get a flower that's like this. And I don't know if you can see very well on this camera. It's cute. It is cute, but it's not very sophisticated looking. The middle comes out a little bit, and I found that it was harder for me to piece all the petals together to make this flower. They did not fit together very well. The next style, you have to forgive me, these flowers I did a rush job just for this video to make, and I was drunk when I made them too, so they're kind of sloppy looking. But this is the look that you get when you cut your petals straight across evenly. I think this is a good style to use when you're going to have more than one flower in one set. Because when you look at it from an angle, you can still see the center of it. It's not hidden in any way as much. The next style is my personal favorite. It's when you trim the petals at a downward angle, so it goes downward in the middle. I think it's the more elegant looking, and it's very easy to piece together your petals. I mean, they seem to just fit together very, very easily. I guess for now, that's going to be about it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to comment, or you can send me an email. Thanks.